Hi, families. I am so glad you are here today. We are going to be doing some great things. We're going to be learning, and I'm going to show you some things that you can make to help your child at home. So the first thing is today, it's Monday, June the 20th, 2022. My name is Mrs. Mann. I am the FACE liaison working here at Stovall Primary this summer. And we also have Kajawa Primary and Reese Academy students here with us. So we are all here learning and growing together. And today on Mondays, what we're doing, we're talking about social emotional. And I'm throwing in some fine motor in there too. So social emotional is basically understanding how to control and how to understand our emotions and putting names and words, pictures with emotions. And then what do we do after we do that? Learning techniques and tricks that children and adults can use in controlling and regulating. So with that, I want to make sure my volume is up all the way. Here we go. Just realized that. With that, then the next thing we're going to be talking about today is making a schedule. Then from that point, then the fine motor at the end. Now I have a presentation. I want to share with you my Google slideshow, and I'm going to start sharing that with you. I won't be able to, well, this is a recording, so I won't see any hands raised or anything, but I think I'll still be there in the corner. Now I would like to know if you do log in and you see this video, if you could please fill out a form. And I forgot, just one second, I left it across the room. Hold on. Okay. Here it is. So get out your phone, scan this for me, please. And you can fill that out. Okay. Do you have your phone out? I'll show it again at the end. Okay. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to present to you. Here we go. And here we go. Okay, so social, emotional, and fine motor. That's what we're talking about. Okay, the emotions. That's part of growing up, is controlling our emotions and learning what to do when they feel that way, when the students feel that way. You will have some techniques of how to help your child after today. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to be making something like this, because you want to have something for them to look at when they're so upset. They can go and you're going to say, touch the picture, show me how you're feeling. So if you're here in the school, I would be giving this to you to take home. But since you're not here in the school, you're going to be using some sticky notes, and you're going to attach them to the paper, and you're going to write underneath happy, sad, mad, silly, scared, worried, maybe sleepy, and ask your child then to tell you with their words, I am feeling what? And point to the picture. I am feeling. And then the next step would be to then say, I'm feeling sad because why? I didn't get to go outside. I am tired because I want to stay in bed. You know, whatever their picture and how they're feeling, and then putting a reason to it. Now, I have made my own. I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to stop presenting for a second so I can share this. Just give me a second. It's going to stop presenting. Stop presenting. Here we go. Okay. And so I made my own. I used the little sticky notes, and then at the bottom I put down some choices of things they can do then if they're feeling this way. I'm feeling mad. I am mad because I had to clean up my toys and I didn't want to. Okay, so that's a good job. You were able to tell me how you're feeling and you put in a sentence, I am mad. So now we got to find a way to calm down. So I have some options: color, use Play-Doh, breathing, or a calming jar. Now, a calming jar we're going to be talking about next week. It's kind of cool. But breathing techniques like rainbow breathing, where they go and they put their hands up and they do that. And they take their little paintbrushes and they pretend to dip them in different colors and they go up and then they go down. Okay. And this is something that you can Google and you can look for rainbow breathing for kids. It's just an idea. Calming breathing. That's a really good way to give them that tool to control their emotions. Play-Doh. Play-Doh is a really helpful thing. I know I've had parents go, Play-Doh. But Play-Doh is really, really good. I'm going to be talking about it later for fine motor. Plus, Play-Doh helps them so that they can get out some of that frustration or aggression. Okay. So the Play-Doh is good. They're using their motor skills and they're calming down. They're getting it out. That's what we want them to do. Coloring, that's good too. Coloring, giving them a piece of paper and crayons and having it set somewhere. Say, okay, why don't you have a choice? This is your little bucket. You can do whatever's in that bucket. You can do crayons with some paper. You can do a Play-Doh, maybe a picture of like a rainbow so they can trace the rainbow and do the rainbow breathing. So they have a little place in the house. When they're so upset, they go get that. You're like, I think we need to go get out our bucket because we need to talk about how we're feeling and then do something to calm down. Or maybe we're so sleepy, we need to lay down. Maybe we're just happy and we're kind of a little too happy. We're off the wall happy. We need to calm down. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to sharing. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay. So the next thing, we've talked about these things. The next thing is the positive reinforcers. We want every child to feel like they are getting noticed and all the little bitty steps of they pointed to the picture. They were able to use their words. They were able to do something to kind of calm down, whatever it is, they were able to do that. They need a positive reinforcement because the more positives they get, the more they are going to want to do this. Maybe it's you get 5 stickers, then you get to have a popsicle. Maybe 4 stickers, you get a popsicle. Whatever your family wants to do. You may have numerous times a day where they're getting a sticker. Maybe they just get a happy face on a piece of paper and 4 happy faces, then they get a sticker. However you want to do it. But to have a goal so that they know, okay, when I get this many, I get the special privilege or special treat. Because we got to have that positive reinforcement to keep them doing it. The next part we're talking about today is schedules. Schedules help children to develop a routine, and this then enables a child to become independent and helps with their behavior. Okay, making a schedule for the morning and evening routines is very helpful. Excuse me, I just uploaded and showed you mine right there. It is one that I just made. Now, if you were coming to the school, I have them all printed out and all this good stuff, but this is one that you can make at home. It's using sticky notes cut in half and then a piece of paper. You draw a line down the middle. These are the things to do. And then they actually get to move it over once they've done that, which is a very, very I can't think of the word right now. I'm sorry. It's a very encouraging thing when they actually get to move the sticky note over. It helps them to feel like they've accomplished something. And so they're able to check it off a list. I know myself, I'll make a list. I'm like, oh, I already did that. I'll write it down just so I can check it off. And that's what we like to do. I know as adults, we're like, I got to feel like I accomplished something today. And sometimes having this little routine, this list of things, is that positive way of helping the child, in one way, be in control. They're feeling like they're independent. They're moving it. Now, some days, you know what? This schedule is going to change the order of how we do things. And that's the great part about using a sticky note. Now, we can, of course, laminate it. You can use, some sticky stuff to move it up and down. That's always possible too. This is the easy version. Okay. This is what I would do if I was at my house with my little ones. My kids are older, so we would not be doing this. But I would need to do this for them to do chores around the house. That's what I need. But so, one of the things too, so that they have ownership and they feel like this is their schedule, and mom or dad or grandma, grandpa didn't just make this and say, you need to do this. Help them be in the process. Have them sit with you. Ask, what are some things that we do every morning? Like 5 things. And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe you want to do a few more. Maybe you want to do a few less. And so have them help you come up with the things. Now, if you notice in the picture, I was writing just one word. And then I started writing a sentence. I got dressed. I made my bed. I washed my face. So that you can include and start kind of, emphasizing, okay, let's point to each word. How many words were in that sentence? Throw that in. That is not going to hurt them. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. You're talking about words. You're talking about what's that stuff between the words. That's a space. You can even ask hey, where's that letter that's also in your name? These are things, the more you say it, the more you do it, the more they're going to remember it. So putting in there pictures of things. Now, if you want to get real fancy, you can take a picture. You can print it out at home and use actual photographs. That's great too. This is the easy schmeezy way. So having them help you come up, maybe they want to help draw the things, and you can kind of help make sure it kind of looks a little bit like it. And then you write the word, write the sentence. Then helping them understand, having them help you put it in order. So what's the first thing we do? What's the next? What's the third? And that sequential order, using those words, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, are saying first, and then next, then, after that, last, using those words that tell you order. Oh my gosh, that's how we retell a story. Those are awesome words. You want to use those, okay? Those are very powerful words because they're going to use those to retell stories and to give the order of how to do things. Very important. So the more you say those and you have your child say those to you, okay, the first thing, Mom, I do this. The second thing, Dad. The third thing, Grandma. The fourth thing, whoever they're talking to, they're saying the words. They're putting it in a sentence. Awesome job, family. Okay, so they're helping you come up with the ideas. They're helping you draw, helping you put it in order. They're having ownership. You're making great strides, because when they're able to have this gives them independence. Not saying they're going to not need you. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying that this is basically going to be a way that they can be successful, and there won't be as many, hopefully, behavior issues of they didn't want to stop playing, they didn't want to do this, or this is not what I want to do. Well, they know this is how we do it. Okay. And the next thing is fine motor skills. These skills help every child to be able to write, button, unbutton. Sorry, I'm looking for my paper. I'm going to give to a family. Here you go, family. Button, unbutton, zip, snap, cut, and so many more things we do every day in life. Now, it is important to practice these things every day. but keep it a secret. Your child will be having fun and won't know they're learning. So one of the first ideas is Play-Doh. Okay, so I know everybody's like, not Play-Doh. I know, but using that Play-Doh to roll it out into a long snake, teaching them to use their hand and to make little balls. Then to use that long snake to make letters. Talk about what letters have straight lines, which one have bubbles, which ones have a hook. Awesome, awesome. You can also make numbers. Yeah, make shapes, but using the Play-Doh with their little hands and their fingers, great for fine motor. Then another thing, I brought some today, like, you don't need me to show you, but I have a whole bag of them. Screws and bolts. I put a little picture in there. These are great for fine motor. Now, of course, you want to make sure they're not the ones from the garage because you don't want them to get greasy. But these are things that you can get. They're not very expensive, and you may just have some that are not greasy. These are fun, and plus they're like, hey, this is like what I see my family do. This is very important. And it's very, very practical because they're like, hey, I can help. So they're like, I need you to put all those together. So the screws and bolts, this is fine motor. This is great for those little muscles. Scissors, using the scissors to cut, using that junk mail. We love junk mail. That's our friend. You want to use it. The kids' scissors, having them, you got to be beside them so they understand, they remember how to hold them because they'll start holding them in ways that I didn't think was even possible. So you got to sit there beside them and help them. Trying to think. I think that's it. Oh, no, we're not going to talk about that right now. So let me go back. Stop sharing. Okay. Stop sharing. Okay. Okay. So this is the little screw and bolt thing I was talking about. Okay. These are great. I have a whole bag right here. So, but using the Play-Doh, you want them to take and push it down with their hand, and they're going to have it on the table because you want them to use their palm to roll it out. And then they're going to use their fingers to make those little balls. Very good for their hands. I know Play-Doh. I know, but monitor it. Don't leave them alone with it because I know it can be a wild mess. So set the timer. They don't get to have it for 20 minutes, a short period of time. We're going to do this. We're going to do our cool stuff. Don't say fine motor, just do our cool stuff. Then we'll save it for another time. Okay. So we did 3 things today. We talked about our emotions, helping the children identify their emotions by touching a picture. If you were here, I would be giving you this. And at this point, you would be coloring it. We would talk about how the child's feeling and then using it at home. You could put it in a sheet protector, however you want to do it at home, but you're making one. Like I showed you earlier, like this, right? Then some choices of things to do when they're upset, when they're feeling frustrated, when they're so excited they need to calm down a little. Then the next thing is a schedule. Now, the schedule is not just for the morning, it's also for the evening, for at bedtime. So the good night and the good morning schedule. Okay, so 2 different schedules. We want to do that so it'll help the child to have calmness and to be able to understand the routine and to be able to be independent. It really, really helps if the child knows and understands what is coming up. That helps their calmness and their security. The last thing we talked about was fine motor, doing Play-Doh, screws and bolts, and what did I just say? My mind's going 50,000 miles a minute. And scissors, using scissors, but make sure they're the child-friendly ones with the rounded edge, no pointy. And drawing lines and zigzags on the junk mail or in magazines that you don't want anymore, newspapers, stuff like that. That's great. I take leftover stuff from the printer room that people are going to throw out, the junk paper that are like, I messed up on Xeroxing. I'm like, I'll take it. And I take it back to the room, draw lines on it, zigzags, circles. Kids cut every day, cutting every day. You got to cut every day. Okay. So those are wonderful things to help your child. You are such a great parent for showing up and doing this today. Thank you so much for coming. Now, I don't have my little thing for you to scan again, but that's okay. Email me, gkmann, that's GKMANN at Aldine, ALDINEISD.org. Okay. So let me know that you came so I can check in with you, and I can even try to send you something through email. Okay. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to hear back from you. Have a great day. Bye. You're an expert at that.